that was the opposite of fun.
Morning. I want to talk about the best thing that the military has taught me in my career. So I've thought about this a lot, and really since 3 or 4 years in, I've had basically the same thing that's at the top of this list. Like, what's the best thing that I've learned from being in the military? And it's got to be being comfortable with being uncomfortable, being comfortable with discomfort. And I think it's important to note that a lot of the discomfort caused by, or that you experience, a lot of the discomfort that you experience in the military is caused by the military and not necessarily factors outside of decisions made by the military. But they do it for a reason, especially in combat arms, especially in the Marine Corps, because the Marine Corps kind of treats everyone like they have the potential to go into combat, because they do in a lot of ways. And a lot of the training in the military is designed to mimic, as closely as it can, with safety in mind, it's designed to mimic combat stress, combat environment, combat chaos, the fog of war. And what the military has taught us to do is to stay calm during all of that. And that's really valuable, I think. And it's not that you can't learn that stuff outside of the military. It's just you have to find... I feel like when you're outside the military, you probably have to create those environments for yourself a little more. Whereas in the military, it's like your annual training is uncomfortable. You know, it's just they put the stress on you for you. You don't have to make that decision or pay the money or whatever to run a mud run or do anything like that. You're just, all right, gas chamber. All right, combat fitness test. All right, 10-mile hike. Here we go. And it's really being uncomfortable and being in environments and situations where your body's just screaming at you and your mind is freaking out. But being able to stay calm and compartmentalize your thoughts and really process your thoughts in a slow and methodical way is really, really valuable, because in times of stress, it's easy to get into focus mode, and it's easier to stay calm than when I was 17, 18. Of course, my brain was different at that point too, but before being in the military, I handled stress with basically panic, then try to calm down and make decisions. Whereas now, more often than not, when faced with a stressful situation, I breathe, I think everything through as best I can in that moment, and I make a quick decision, quick and not stupid decisions. One of the key leadership principles in the Marine Corps is make sound and timely decisions. So sound being they have to be good. It has to be don't send your squad off of a cliff. And then timely means in a reasonable amount of time where that decision's actually going to have a positive effect on the situation. It also gives you an appreciation for a warm bed and a shower and a warm meal. That's the other thing is I never take for granted getting into my bed at night in my 68 degree home and my comfy clothes, and I'm freshly showered and I've got this nice comforter on, because I've slept in a 10-day-old sleeping bag with my 10-day-old clothes on in a hole in the snow. So I have this I say new, but that was 10 years ago. Still, every single day I get into a comfy bed, I'm like, thank God I'm not getting into a sleeping bag at negative 20 degrees in a hole I cut out in the snow. So there's my lessons learned. There's my little tidbit of advice for anyone who's thinking about joining the military. It is not a luxurious lifestyle. Do not expect to just be treated like a king or queen all day. It's tough. And I think that if you can take the tough training for what it's meant to do and adapt and grow, just like when you go to the gym and you work your muscles, they have to adapt and grow, but it is hard to get them to do that. If you can adapt and grow, you're going to have a newfound appreciation for the little things in life, the little comforts, but you're also going to be able to stay calm in situations where maybe you're in pain or you're in discomfort or you're under stress, because that's what it's helped me do.
So we just ran a mile, did our warm-up, ran a mile, and now we're gonna do a pull-up, push-up pyramid with some core exercises in there. So for every pull-up, we're gonna do 2 push-ups, and then we're gonna just do 10 Russian twists or Mason twists, whatever you wanna call them, in between each set. And we're gonna try to go through it as fast as possible. 5 pull-ups to 10, and then back down to 9. So kind of a partial pyramid. And we'll see how it goes. The idea is just to keep the heart rate up, to really burn out the muscle groups that we're working. So I'll show you a couple sets, not the whole thing. That was the opposite of fun. So I challenge you to go out and get uncomfortable and get comfortable being that way.